Welcome to the Marketing Minute. I'm Becky Amble, and I am going to share some ideas on a specific pricing strategy with you today. So this is one that you may or may not have heard of. It's called Pay What You Want, or PWYW. And over a period of time, there has been different strategies used to segment the market. So for example, if you're in a movie theater, there might be senior citizen pricing, there might be children pricing, there might be student pricing. So that's a way that historically some price segmentation has been done. And in addition, there might be segmentation based on the age of the product. So in another retail setting, such as a bakery or a grocery store, prices might be reduced because the product is a day old or 2 days old or something like that. So historically over time, there's been different ways to segment the market based on price and using demographic information. Well, one of the ideas with PWYW has really been used more in consumer products, and it's been used in physical stores often. It does have a really pretty useful application or something to consider in the digital space because it's better designed for digital environment, because in a digital space you have better control of the distribution of the product, you probably have better information on payment from the customers, you probably even have better data on the customers. So let's take a look at some of this. You might wonder, will people really pay? Because you think, boy, if I can get the product for free, why wouldn't I? Well, even though people are economically minded creatures, they are also social creatures and are governed by norms of honesty and fairness. So when this has been tried, there's a certain population that will pay nothing, there's a certain that will pay close to the regular price, and there's a certain percentage that will pay over the price. So it takes a little bit more to take a look at this. There are some benefits to it as well. As you can see, I've put some things here because this is a rather unusual idea. A lot of times it will get attention, and you might get some media coverage. If you're in a retail space, people could show up to interview the customers or the business owner and find out what's behind all this. So it does get people's curiosity up for sure. And it's novel, like I said, it's newsworthy, it gets attention, and because of this, you might get more traffic if it's a physical establishment, and you might get more if it's digital as well, and you could increase your customer volume. So from the novelty aspect, there's some pluses to it. In fact, there was an example of this when it was done at the U.S. National Aquarium in Baltimore, and they offered Pay What You Want for one day, and they had 7,500 people come through, and they raised $33,000. Both of those numbers are higher than they would have had on a normal situation. So there are some ideas of how to make this successful. Based on some other research, there were 2 restaurants in Germany that participated in the Pay What You Want idea, and they found that of the 600 customers that came in, they actually made more money. So the price was a little bit lower than it normally would have been. The volume of purchases was higher. So in the end, it was more profitable. In Germany as well, in this study, it was done in a movie theater, and that did not turn out to be a profitable situation. So this is an approach that can be a good change of pace, and it usually is not sustainable over a very long period of time, at least nothing I have been able to find. You might recall a number of years back that Panera had the pay-as-you-go in their restaurants, and they did it in 5 restaurants across the United States. And what they found is they could not make money at it. And there are a number of issues on that. You can look up the research on that and find the articles that talk about that if you are interested. However, with Panera, they did it for 9 years in 5 restaurants and tried really hard to make it work and just could not make it a viable concept over a period of time. So some of the things actually down here that you can do is to offer this over a limited period of time. So do this like you could do the aquarium and do it for a day, or you could do it for a week or whatever, but a limited period of time. Secondly, use it on a subset of products. So maybe you have a certain product area that is lower margin. Those are the ones that you want to focus on. Maybe you just want to do it with one product. And specific buyers, and in the case of the headphone company, they did it over a period of time with customers that they already had, so it was a loyalty program. And in their situation, they found when they did this with their headphones, they had a 30% increase in revenue. So it worked for them. Also, another thing that I don't have on here is that they found in the research that if customers saw the product, if it was in a live situation, if they saw the product, they paid more. So again, use visuals. That'll help people get a better appreciation for the product. Third point is to use a reference price, and that's just basically where you post a price. If it's physical, put it next to the product, or if it's online, put it, in your text in your copy, or make a little signage in your digital space as well, and give an idea of what the typical price would be. That helps people zero in a little bit more. Then focus on marginal costs. So what you want to do is use this with lower margin products. And this is where digital is such a great option, because in digital products of text, video, different media things, the marginal cost is low. So you can have a little more flexibility in working with this. Number 5 is to combine. So you might have a low margin product and you might combine that with a higher margin product. It could be a physical product or it could be another digital. It gives you a little bit more to play with, and there's different studies. And usually if you offered a higher price product with a lower price, that worked better than having 2 low price products, or than having sort of a little bit higher price product with a low end product. So again, there's more research on that if you want to dig into it. And the last thing is to have a charity appeal. If you offer this and make it a promo and say, we're going to support the local Red Cross or animal shelter or whatever your selected charity might be, that has been a useful tactic as well. So you might want to take a look at this, and if you have a digital business, take a look at it. If you are consumer products, take a look at it. If you are B2B, see if this might be something that you could incorporate in maybe some products that are sold at a lower end after the sale of your initial product. Or possibly, I'm trying to think this through, if this might be something that you could use for a service contract or some kind of service after the sale where you could incorporate this. Because again, depending on what you do, service contracts, as we know, are usually pretty profitable, pretty good margin products because their incremental cost is low. So take a look at this if you're interested and see how this might apply to your business. It might just give you another idea to take a look at. Thanks.